Hey everyone, how are you doing? Hope everyone is having a fabulous Friday as today is a new moon for people. So I wanted to come in and do a quick little video for people to remember if they're being inspired by their dreams, if they're their own dreams. Let me just share this across to my page so I can then concentrate and let you know more about what I'm sharing. So we know that a new moon is about setting powerful intentions to be able to plant the seeds for those intentions and watch them manifest over the next few days. Hey Kevin, how are you, love? So just do this last one and we can concentrate. So today I wanted to come in and talk about dreams. As everyone knows that follows me, I am a really big believer in knowing that we have the potential to make all of our dreams come true. But the thing that I find is that some people will have these dreams that they've got, but they're not necessarily theirs. Sometimes some people's dreams are motivated or inspired by someone else or for a different purpose that's going to help other people. And although that sounds very humbling and very, very gracious, what that can do is that it waters down the energetic intentions connected to that dream. I'm really pleased you're doing well, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining me. So I really want people, as the new moon is this evening, to be able to make sure that the intentions that they're setting are powerful. So therefore those dreams need to be motivated and inspired so that they're yours. You need to make sure those dreams are yours. And you know when the dream is yours because they keep you awake at night. The dream sits in your mind. All of the steps that it needs to unfold stays in your consciousness 24/7. You're thinking about it all the time. You're conscious about the action steps that you need to take to fulfill that. And you get excited and inspired and really generate this gorgeous momentum of energy behind that dream when that dream is yours. But if your dream has a primary cause so that it fulfills something for someone else, guess what? That dream is going to lose that energetic connection. It's going to drain you. It's going to move you into a space that if you're not moving through the steps quickly enough, you feel like you're letting people down, or you feel guilt, or you feel not good enough. And this is why it's really important that when we set these powerful intentions, that we are reminded that your dreams are designed for you. Become inspired by your own dream. Make sure that that dream is specific to you. Hey, Jean-Marie, how are you, gorgeous? Because, and don't get me wrong, it's always really great to have dreams that we have in some form of inspiration for, it's helping serving other people. It's helping either your own family, or it's got another cause, but that's got to be secondary, because if you're motivated by others rather than by yourself, you're never going to actually accomplish what you've set out to do. That's awesome, Jean-Marie. And so therefore, the dream takes longer, or it doesn't get actually fulfilled properly. It energetically drains you, and therefore it moves from being a dream into something that is just sort of like hanging off the back of your shoulders, just becoming an annoying aspect within your own self. So when we set these powerful intentions, it's so important to be able to check in with your own self to bring everything back to, is this dream yours? And if it is, you're going to feel it deep within your soul. You're going to feel that elevated level of inspiration and energetic vibration because it inspires you. It connects you to that determination and that willpower and that belief within your own self that you can make this come true. But if the dream is driven by some other factor other than yourself, it's going to be like takes you forever to get this done, and then you're going to consider whether it's actually even worth doing it. And it's only because you've chosen to make the dream about someone else rather than bringing that responsibility and that ownership back to, this is the dream that I want. Sometimes I find when people think about dreams, they feel very reluctant to make that priority of that dream coming true for themselves. They feel that if they make it about other people, that's going to become more of a driving force for them to make these things come about. And it's not true. What it does is it just becomes very, very draining and depletes you. And therefore, sometimes people can let their dreams fall away just simply and give up and quit simply because they've made it about someone else rather than bringing it back to ownership within our own self. Because when we bring things back to self, this is where we can ignite that passion, connect us with feeling like it's part of our mission and part of our purpose. And all of these different types of various ways to ignite that inspiration within our own self is where that momentum of energy comes behind you to keep moving forward to fulfill those dreams. This is where it's so vital that when you're sitting down this evening or during the day to do your intentions list, is to always go in and check in with yourself. Is this what I want for myself? And then go in when you've asked that question and check in with yourself. Does it feel like it? For me, when I do these kind of things, I can feel like a warm, soft glow of energy within, either around my heart or around my solar plexus that just feels gorgeous, and it feels like it's my own vibe of energy. If I find that energy vibration when I ask the question is not there, or it's very, very weak, then I know that I have made the purpose of that dream about someone else. And remember, our dreams are designed for our own self, so we need to be able to bring that ownership back to ourselves. If your dream is not inspired by you, then you have to ask the question of why you're going to invest so much time and energy making it about someone else, where that may not even be important to that person. And so therefore we can be wasting so much time and energy chasing something for someone else that they don't even actually want, and therefore that's going to detract away from you actually even having any energy left then to be able to fulfill the dreams that you want. So check in with yourself today when you're doing these intention settings for the new moon. The new moon is an incredible way in which we get to harness the moon's vibrational frequency to be able to elevate different states within ourselves. So the new moon is about sparking that inspiration, allowing ourselves to be expansive in what it is that we want to manifest into our reality. It's about this moment of truth that I feel that this is the thing that I love the most about the new moon, is that it sparks this soulful truth about you being able to ask that real honest question. Is this dream mine? Is this what my soul aches for? Does this ignite so much passion and motivation and inspiration within me that if I didn't fulfill this dream, that I would feel that life is not worth living in a way? Not from that really dramatic time, but more from that aspect of, if you've got to the end of your life and you haven't fulfilled it, how would you feel within your own self? These are all the kind of things that dreams ignite within you. If you don't feel any of those kind of pull towards that, or there's someone else that's standing in front of like your dreams, then that person, then you know that dream that you're seeking needs to be reversed, where the priority and the main aspect of it has to be that ownership and responsibility that it's your dream for you. And this is where we can really harness the new moon energy and to bring in that soulful truth to ask these questions. So many times I've heard people talk about, I really can't wait to be able to do this X, Y, and Z because it's going to help my husband, or it's going to make it a better life for my kids, or it'll make my parents feel proud, or this, I feel like it's just the right thing to do because following my own dreams is just so far from it actually ever being a possibility for being to be able to do this. And you see that the spark of inspiration only just has this small momentum, and then it just becomes so watered down because the main driving factor isn't about themselves. So please be mindful that when you go out to do this new moon intention, that you sit there and consider, is this dream for you? I remember when I first started this journey 20 years ago, everything was about what is it that I needed for my own self. And because of that, it inspired the next step. It revealed the next thing. It allowed me to keep that momentum going of searching and going out on a quest to discover even more information and more knowledge to layer on top what I'd already done. For that overall bigger picture, it was always about what was it that I was seeking for myself. Yet there had been certain other times that I had done things that were more driven and motivated because of someone else, and I found I either didn't complete something or it just felt like an absolute drag to do, and it felt like it sucked the life out of me. So this is why it's so important to make sure that you bring this soulful truth to yourself, and to also understand with the new moon, it's not all about just doing. Most people, when they write their new moon intention, it's all these action steps, do. Remember, you're a human being, not a human doing. So when I set these intentions, I always make sure that I have a look at, obviously, the action steps, because dreams can't come true unless you put the action into it. But I also make sure that out of that, for the whole month, I focus on one particular theme that is around my beingness, because you need to grow into that person to match those dreams. If you're only putting all the effort into the dreams, yes, you get there, but you're going to be unfulfilled because you yourself haven't grown into them, or you'll self-sabotage yourself if your action steps are going along, but an area within your own self hasn't come up to that same level. So the beingness components of things, like you may choose to want to spend more time making sure you're being honest with yourself, or speaking your truth, or grounding your energy, or taking time to self-care, being more courageous. There are all these beingness components that need to be brought into the intention setting process as well when you are creating your gorgeous list for the new moon. So I really hope that this has given people a new perspective to be able to have a look at, a new way of being able to question and go in and ask themselves to be really truthful about the dreams that they are setting in stone, in place with this current new moon. And remember, when the dreams are inspired primarily for you, you're going to know, because you're going to feel that warmth, that energetic vibration that is 100% match, that lets you know this is the right thing for you. And it's not this yelling and screaming and huge big noise when you find that place. It's actually a very quiet, a very still, and a very strong vibration of energy that comes into your beingness when you know that you're out there fulfilling your dreams, because your soul is powerful, but it doesn't need to scream it from the rooftop. It's powerful within its own self. So when you connect into that dream, you should feel that within your own self. And you'll know when you got into that place, because your mind just opens up. It's almost like a doorway has been opened up. And all of a sudden, when you start thinking about these dreams, these ideas and concepts and visions and everything that you've already had downloading into your brain anyway starts to make sense, almost starts to come together like a puzzle. And you go like, this goes with that, and that goes with that, and this is the next step, and that's 2 or 3 steps down the track, and I need to learn this skill, and I need to call this person in, I need to work on this part on my own self. This is when we know that the dream has been designed with you, and this is what will keep you inspired and motivated and driven as you go throughout the next 28 days before the full moon, because the new moon is about setting the intentions and working on the manifesting and doing the action steps leading up to the next full moon, which is usually about a 28-day cycle. So you work diligently for 28 days on all of those action steps and that beingness component to start manifesting and calling in and making sure that your energetic vibration is a match for those dreams that you are setting in place for yourself. So I really hope that this gives you all a very new, different perspective when sitting down and doing your new moon intentions this evening. Remember, there are lots of different ways to fulfill this commitment to your own self as far as doing rituals. Once you've written your list, you could take a copy and keep it on your phone so you know the steps that you want to do, and to keep yourself in alignment with them whilst you go and burn the list. You may find that you may feel more connected to being able to bury that list with Mother Earth. Sometimes some people really need to be able to keep that list sitting in their office because that reminds them of that vibration of why something was so important, to really keep them inspired, and may want to keep them in their room and keep it so that there is a crystal sitting on top of it. Feel into what you're drawn to when thinking about what you would like to do with your new moon list. But I wish you all a fabulous new moon. Have a wonderful day. Much love to you all. Take care and have a wonderful new moon.